Going anyway, because I'm but I get the show on the road. It feels like people are still straggling in. No, they can't.
Is that hiding just from here?
Yeah, right, or others. Oh, see, I came in pinless. So I don't know if you and Pete want to sign the card. Okay, yeah. It's kind of cute. We can do that after. It's my pleasure to call to order this special meeting of the City Council, Tuesday, December 5th, which I've been marking for some time now. and so let's see, calling this meeting to order. And before we establish quorum, we have some business to do around our remote participants this evening.
Okay, I understand tonight we have 2 members of the council participating under the provisions of the AB 2449. So under that, they must notify the legislative body at the earliest opportunity of their need to attend the meeting remotely and provide just cause. Just cause is defined to include caregiving of a family member, having a contagious illness, having a mental or physical disability, or traveling on official business. Or request to participate remotely due to emergency circumstances with a brief general description of the circumstance. Emergency circumstances is defined to include physical or family medical emergencies. And it must be made as soon as possible, and the legislative body may act on the request at the earliest opportunity. So tonight, the council needs to act on having the 2 members participate under 2449. Then when the person is participating under 2449, they need to disclose whether anyone over the age of 18 is in the room during the meeting. Participation tonight will be by video and audio. And then there's restrictions on how many times you can do that, but the public doesn't need to know that. So tonight we need to have the 2 members explain their just cause or emergency circumstances. And you don't have to get into detailed medical information. And then we'll vote on allowing it to go forward.
Okay, so we'll take 1 council member at a time to go through this. So I will go with Vice Mayor Weinberg, and tell us why you are appearing remotely pursuant to 2449. Briefly.
Thank you, Mayor. Unfortunately, I am recovering from a case of COVID. So because I have a contagious disease, it makes me unavailable to be in person at the meeting. So I would request that my colleagues allow me to proceed remotely.
Okay, and let me ask you the second question first, and then we'll take a vote on that. So please publicly disclose whether any other individual 18 years or older is present in the room with you at your remote location. And if so, the general nature of your relationship with each individual. Again, no details.
No one is in the room with me.
All right, thank you. So colleagues, shall we accept the Vice Mayor's request to appear remotely pursuant to AB 2449?
And everyone may vote on this.
Oh, including the all 5 of us.
So I would just
Is it a motion vote or we just say yes?
Yeah, make a motion.
Okay,
I'll second that motion, Mayor.
okay, I guess I made the motion then. Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second. City Clerk.
It has to be roll call.
Yes, and my understanding, this is for Vice Mayor Weinberg.
This is to accept Vice Mayor's request to participate under AB 2449.
Councilmember Daley.
Yes.
Councilmember Fliger.
Yes.
Councilmember Lee Eng.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Weinberg.
Yes.
Mayor Meadows.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, so we're going to move on to Councilmember Lee Eng. Can you please explain the reason under which you're asked to remotely participate under AB 2449?
COVID exposure, and I do not have anyone that's an adult in the room with me.
Okay. Colleagues, we have a motion?
I move that we accept Councilmember Lee Eng's remote participation.
Second.
And we have a second. City Clerk?
Councilmember Daley.
Yes.
Councilmember Fliger.
Yes.
Councilmember Lee Eng.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Weinberg.
Yes.
Mayor Meadows.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And I want both of our remote participants to please note that you must participate through video and audio both. So please keep your video on at all times. All right, thank you very much. So with that, Clerk, we can take the quorum or established quorum, sorry.
We have council members Daley, Fliger, Mayor Meadows in person at the community center with Councilmember Lee Eng and Vice Mayor Weinberg attending virtually. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. And with that, Councilmember Fliger will lead us in the pledge, and the flag is behind you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think it's a lag. Okay, so this is a special meeting. And so we take only public comments and we take them only on agenda items. So the agenda items are the consent calendar and the city council reorganization. So now is your time to comment if you have any comments. And I need to see, I don't have any speaker cards, so maybe we have a shy group. Yeah, we have, so I will give 3 minutes for each public speaker.
Good evening, Council. My name is Nicholas. I'm a field representative for Congresswoman Anna Eckhart. And it's my pleasure to be here tonight to thank Mayor Sally Meadows for her leadership over the last year. Mayor Meadows, you've left an indelible mark on the city of Los Altos. In the wake of the winter storms, you facilitated rapid assistance for the Public Works Department to fix critical infrastructure and keep the city running. Throughout the year, you focused on good governance and improving the city's systems so that the residents can have trust in their government. And you led the city through an inclusive housing element process that incorporated everyone's opinions and made the residents feel like part of this very important 8-year process. On behalf of Congresswoman Eshoo and her office, it's my honor to present this flag flown over the U.S. Capitol to Mayor Meadows in appreciation for her leadership. Thank you.
That's an honor. Please thank the Congresswoman for me. All right, thank you so much. Do we have any other public speakers? I'm not seeing any, so. Oh, yeah, yes, then I think we're taking, yeah, the speakers now. Yes. Thank you for clarifying.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie Delfava here on behalf of Supervisor Joe Simidian, who was scheduled to attend tonight. However, he's gotten a little busy over the last week or so. So he says his regrets for missing tonight and his appreciation to current Mayor Meadows for all her commitment and hard work and diligence in serving the community of Los Altos. As some of you may already know, I grew up here. I'm the daughter of a past Los Altos mayor and the Los Altos Stage Company's president, Dave and Vicky Reeder. As a staff member of Joe's now, speaking here at this meeting is a full circle moment. I'm proud to be part of both of these distinguished groups. I know Los Altos is a wonderful place to live, and I'm grateful to still be able to call it one of my homes. You are all lucky constituents to have such good elected officials and community leaders. Thank you on behalf of Joe and myself for continuing to show up to do the good work.
Okay, I think we have a remarkably quiet and shy group tonight. So, close public comment and move on to the consent calendar. So if any of my colleagues have a motion, I'll take that. I just want to notify you if anything is pulled from consent, it will be continued to the December 12th meeting.
Second.
Councilmember Daley.
Yes.
Councilmember
Wait, I have a
Fliger.
question, Mayor, a clarifying question on this item.
Okay, what's your clarifying question?
On agenda item 2, it states here, and as you're still leading the meeting, I think it's important that we clarify that you will be signing the resolution because you are conducting this agenda item under you. So I just want to make sure that the resolution is corrected to include that you will be signing this resolution.
Okay, and the city clerk is nodding her head, so we accept that clarification and correction.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Okay. So we have a first, a motion and a second.
With so far authorization from Councilmembers Daley and Fliger. Councilmember Liang,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Weinberg,
Yes.
Mayor Meadows.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Thank you very much. So we're going to move forward to the part that everyone's been waiting for, especially me.
Cocktails already, Mary?
Who's the shaker, right? So, so the first part is in our reorganization is to kick me out, and then we're going to vote on a new mayor and vice mayor. So I want to start out by making some remarks about here and what it meant to me. So firstly, I'm sorry we're not all physically here tonight together, but it's actually a trend. We weren't all physically here a year ago, and not even the 2 years before that. So next year, put it in your calendar, we're all going to be here in person together. So as I said last year when I became mayor, it's an honor, a privilege, and a tremendous responsibility to represent our city. My focus this year was on community and vision. Whether we think about it consciously each time we make a decision or not, this is what council is entrusted to do. Represent the community as we move towards the future. There is no going back. To preserve the specialness that is Los Altos, and which brought us all to this community in the first place, we must stay flexible, adapt to change as we grow, and most importantly, welcome all our neighbors. Los Altos is about so much more than our surroundings. We are our residents, we are our businesses, our city staff, and all those who support us in our schools, as first responders, and in other vital services. So we are defined by our people. are smart, involved, diverse, passionate people who make up this community. Although it may sound boring, I'm proud that we've been able to have more efficient and effective meetings this year, make decisions that serve our community well in the future, and respectfully listen and learn from each other as we worked through all we've done together. So to list just a few of the more significant items we've accomplished, our housing element update was adopted and approved. And yes, I do owe Mayor Swan a lunch because they beat us to the approval, but hey, who's counting? We approved many implementing ordinances and programs for our housing element, including zoning changes. We reorganized, restructured our commissions to provide clarity in roles. We defined a permanent parklet program that you will see taking shape in the new year. And everyone's favorite, we restated and revised the gas leaf blower ban. This is just some of what we've accomplished this year. I'm not gonna go through it all because I didn't go through all the minutes, but I'll do that sometime soon. So anyway, I've tried to do as many of the events in our community as possible. So I've had the opportunity to meet and speak with so many of you over this past year. And this is one of the highlights of my year. Another highlight is that I invited younger members of our community to participate in the proclamations this year, to have them help recognize and celebrate the diversity in our community. There's always more diversity to embrace, but this was a good way to get our youth exposed to and involved in their city government. Overall, we've had a constructive and productive year marked by civil discussions of the myriad decisions we've considered. For that, I'd like to thank my colleagues, staff, and our community for respectfully engaging in the process. So thank you for your confidence in and support of not just me, but our entire council. We all do this job on your behalf. So to close, I'm looking forward to this coming year under the leadership of our new mayor. And with that, I will give my colleagues a chance to to speak before we move on to the event we've all been waiting for, the election of our new mayor and vice mayor. So if anyone would like to make remarks, and then I'll go ahead and open the floor. And just so you know, the vice mayor, the new vice mayor and mayor will make some mayorly remarks towards the end of the meeting. But now is your turn to observe this year and how you felt about it. So any colleagues care to speak? Okay.
Mayor, my first year in office, so I can't say enough about how fortunate I feel to serve my first year with you as mayor and how you have conducted the business of council and the leadership that you've shown and the personal mentoring that you have given me, the advice that you have given me along the way. And I just want to thank you so much for your service to our community and for everything that you've done for me as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm happy to go next, Mayor, if the vice mayor doesn't want to go. So first, let me say congratulations on a very successful year. As Councilmember Daly said, it's been an honor to serve alongside you, and it's been an honor to have you as our mayor this past year. You know, my mom always said, if you don't have something good to say about someone, you don't say anything. And if you're forced to say something, then dig deep to find something good to say. I am happy to say I have so many great things to say about your leadership, and I don't have to do any digging. And as I sit here, and I know we're limited on time, I want to start out with something you said, and also Councilmember Daly, on the tone you set at the beginning of the year. You were very firm and clear that you wanted to have more effect efficient, effective, and productive meetings. And you did just that. And you made it clear to each and every one of us that you would respect our voices, allow each of us to express our opinions and our positions, but you are also going to use your mayorship to move our meetings forward, and you did. And so I really want to thank you for that, because when I think of the housing element implementation, the norms and procedures that we adopted and updated this past year, and so many other things, we would not have been able to do them as smoothly and effective as we did without your leadership. And I really want to thank you for having that leadership throughout the year. Another thing I want to mention, it's your friendly approach to your colleagues, staff, especially I see you behind the scenes interacting with staff, and you're always friendly and welcoming. I see you during council meetings on breaks at the beginning. Matter of fact, at the last meeting, Gabe and I were like, is she gonna start this meeting? Because you're walking around. I know there are other reasons, but that's who you are. You're very friendly and welcoming, and you made sure that staff, residents, visitors, or neighbors always felt welcome when they were attending either a Los Altos event or a meeting. And we had a recent meeting where it was very contentious. And I know one of the things someone said to me after the meeting was they really appreciated the balance you brought to that meeting, because it was very contentious. There were obviously opposing views and positions, but you made sure everyone felt welcome at that meeting. You made sure that everyone's voice was heard, and it was well appreciated. So thank you. When I think of friendly too, I'll just insert this as well. You know, it's been an honor serving with someone I do consider a friend. You know, it makes the job more fun. And so even when you and I have disagreed, which we have, I always understood and respected where you were coming from. And it at no time did our friendship. And that's very special. And I want to add, I saw Bruce, our town crier editor, walk in. So the last thing I will say is your humor. We will always remember your State of the Cities address. I think it has gone down in Los Altos history as one of the funniest and definitely one of the best State of the Cities addresses we've ever had. And I know many in here agree with that. And your humor carries through everything you do. Even in a very tense meeting, you're able to insert humor and break it up and make light of certain things while still keeping us focused. And that's not easy to do, but you were able to go back and forth and keep us smiling while we were making very serious decisions. And so thank you, Sally, for a great year. Thanks for being a leader this past year. I'm happy you're on council. I'm happy you're a mayor this past year, and I look forward to continue serving with you. Thank you.
Thank you, council member. I appreciate that. Council member Liang, you have your hand up.
I just wanted to say thank you, Mayor, for your service this year and your leadership. I know how much you appreciate brevity, so I do want to just keep that to heart for you today. And I appreciated the efforts you made to make us work more collaboratively together. So thank you for that. And I look forward to continue serving with you.
Thank you, council member. Oh, here comes the vice mayor.
Well, we haven't voted on mayor yet.
Oh, no, I just said the vice mayor.
So yes.
He has to be nice, yes.
Forgive me in advance if I start coughing. I'm working on it. But Sally, you and I came onto the council together, and it has been an absolute privilege to work alongside you. The council and the community is really fortunate to have had you lead us as mayor for the past year. You lead with wisdom and fairness, but you've got that humor like everyone's saying, but you also have that toughness. You kept us going. You got results. And you could go back in the minutes, and there are a litany of accomplishments that are wonderful and that are going to affect the city for years, for decades to come. but some of the things that you did that were kind of below the waterline, overseeing a reorganization of how we do our finances. I mean, that we passed the budget in one meeting. That is an incredible tribute to you and the staff. The restructuring of our commissions. You've taken on some really, really tough tasks during your mayorship, and I admire that. And quite frankly, you have really set an example for what the mayors who follow you ought to strive to do. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your guidance. And most of all, thank you for your friendship.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. It's a privilege to serve with you. It's a privilege to serve with all of you. So this is our accomplishment. Everything that we did this year is about all of us. Absolutely. So we're now going to move on to the council election of mayor and vice mayor. And I have the privilege and honor to nominate Jonathan Weinberg to be mayor of Los Altos City Council.
Second.
Okay, and Ashley, with the nomination, we don't even need a second, but now we've underscored that.
3 people.
All right, so then let's go ahead and call the vote on that.
Councilmember Daly.
Yes.
Councilmember Fliger.
Yes.
Councilmember Lee Eng.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Weinberg. That was a yes.
Yeah,
You're
muted,
Yes.
let's be sure.
Yes. Mayor Meadows.
Yes,
Motion carried.
all right, so we have a new.
Thank you very, very much. I would like to nominate Councilmember Pete Daly to serve as our vice mayor for the next year.
I will take that motion.
Councilmember Daly.
Yes.
Councilmember Fliger.
Yes.
Councilmember Lee Eng.
Yes.
Vice Mayor, or Mayor Weinberg, I should say.
Yes.
Mayor. I don't even know what to call you anymore. Councilmember Meadows.
Yes,
Motion carries.
all right, so. So we're going to, the city clerk is going to do some magic and deliver the oaths of office. Oh, and Vice Mayor, Mayor Weinberg, would you like to take over the meeting now? It's your meeting to run. You're also able to delegate if you'd like.
There's not a whole lot left, so I think I can handle it.
Yes. Yes, okay, yes. If family members want to come up to do a better angle on video or whatever, you're welcome to come right up. Okay, so Mayor, you couldn't see that your family is here, so we invited them to come forward for the oaths.
Oh, you're putting them on the spot.
Wherever you.
I'm going to start into the picture. I'm going to start with Mayor Weinberg. If you could raise your right hand and please repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Jonathan David Weinberg,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of mayor
of the office of mayor
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. Put your arm around it, yeah.
Next, I will have for now, Councilmember Daley come join me.
Look at my back.
I state your name,
Pete Daly,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of Vice Mayor
of the office of Vice Mayor
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam City Clerk. I do have a few remarks, but before I give them, I would like to invite the Vice Mayor make any remarks if he wants to do so.
No, thanks.
All right. Let me start by saying thank you very much to each of my colleagues. It is an honor to be selected by my peers to serve as mayor of our city. I truly appreciate the trust you placed in me, and I pledge to you to lead with fairness, humility, and efficiency. Next, I would like to thank our community. Serving as a member of this council continues to be one of the greatest honors of my life. This is not an easy job, but it is important, and I find it both rewarding and humbling to represent the people of Los Altos. In my remarks tonight, I'd like to talk about two things. First, I want to talk about our community and the values that make Los Altos such a special place. Second, I want to talk about emergency preparedness, which is a topic I intend to make a theme for our city over the next year. Our community is the reason that we are here tonight. We share a vision for our city: livable neighborhoods, great schools, shopping districts that serve our needs, vibrant parks, and open green spaces. And as we expand opportunities for housing in our city, we will become more diverse, vibrant, and eclectic. I feel it's important for us, for each of us, to take a moment now and then and think about the values that we share as a community. What makes Los Altos a special community? What makes this a community I want to be a part of? For me, the answer to both those questions is simple. Los Altos is a community that cares. We care about our history, which is why we have an incredible history museum dedicated to preserving our heritage. We care about our future, which is why housing policy and the state mandates have been so controversial. But more importantly, we care about each other. The past 2 months have been extremely stressful for many members of our community. One thing I have come to learn about my friends and neighbors is that while we all have our own perspectives, fears, and hopes, we are also willing to listen to others who see things differently. Over the past 2 months, I have met with people of different faiths, different beliefs, and different backgrounds. What I admire about our community is that so many of us are willing to actively listen to others. In this day and age, it is easy for us to self-select the information we receive, and it is harder than ever to avoid the sway of misinformation and the passion it can generate. The ability to sit with those with whom we disagree and to care for their feelings is a sign of respect and of empathy. I believe that is who we are, and that is why I'm proud to tell people that I live in Los Altos. Our community is the inspiration for the lapel pin being handed out later tonight. Last year, Mayor Meadows had a pin designed to celebrate Los Altos' 70th birthday. The city's birthday was a theme of the council throughout the year, and I think having a lapel pin was a fantastic idea. Sally started what I hope will become a tradition in Los Altos. For the city's 71st year, I want to focus on the strength of our community and the roots that make us resilient. In the center of this year's pin is a historic apricot tree. The tree represents our history and our land. In an apricot-colored ring around the tree are the words "strong roots" and "strong community." We are a very strong community, and there is far more that unites us than divides us. Our roots are strong. They prepare us for the challenges and changes that we face in the years to come. Now, as we all know, all parts of a tree, even the roots, need maintenance and care. A tree needs to be maintained so that it stays strong and healthy. And over the course of the next year, I intend to talk about one of the most important roots to keep strong: emergency preparedness. We all know that it is not a question of if, but when a disaster will strike our community. It could be a wildfire, it could be an earthquake, it could be any one of a number of catastrophes. When disaster strikes, it will threaten life, property, and health. Each of us owes it to ourselves, our families, and our neighbors to be ready when disaster strikes. For the past 3 years, my colleagues on the council have allowed me to serve as the city's representative on 2 countywide organizations dedicated to emergency preparedness. I have come to learn that our county and city is blessed with the finest first responders in the world. But each of us needs to do our part to help them help us. Over the course of the next year, I will share ideas and resources about how each of us can become more prepared for an emergency. These will range from what supplies you should have on hand to what to expect from our first responders and city staff when disaster strikes. I also want to emphasize the importance of our BATS and HAMS volunteers and encourage more neighborhoods to become a part of those programs. Being prepared for an emergency is one of the best ways to show that you care about our community. It's an obligation we all have to each other. Fortunately, there are lots and lots of resources available to help each of us be ready and vigilant. I look forward to sharing them with you all. So in closing, I just want to say a few more thank yous. First, thank you to our city manager, Gabe England, and the assistant to the city manager, John Maginot, and all the city's directors and staff. Your commitment to Los Altos is deeply appreciated, and your hard work has not gone unnoticed. Our city has changed and will continue to change for the better, and that is a direct result of staff's very hard work. And in particular, let me extend a very heartfelt thank you to our public information officer, Sonia Lee, Sonia and her team worked tirelessly to arrange the reception after this meeting. She was also instrumental in helping to design the apricot tree pin. Lastly, I want to thank my loved ones for their constant support. I know that my service on the council has been difficult at times for you, and I recognize the sacrifices each of you has had to make. Please know that you are always in my heart. And with that, I think we can conclude this special meeting. Everyone at the community center, please enjoy yourself at the party. I wish I could be there in person.
Do you want me to do the gavel for you?
Go for it.
There you go.